It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 687.
How are we, Gronks? What's going on? How are we all feeling after last night's formal? Jeez.
Well, you said you weren't going to drink.
Yeah, I know, baby. Jeez, that escalated. I mean, once you get a taste of that, you know, Jesus' milk, it's, I don't know what that means, but, you know, God's syrup.
You still drunk?
Yeah. No, I'm not. No. I've just woken up, to be honest. It's been a very slow day. Haven't felt too bad. But just, you know, just lounging around. It's mainly revolved around, you know, making porridge to start with. And I made eggs on toast. And now I'm here with you boys. How are you all feeling?
Yeah,
What's
really
going on?
good, actually. George, how are you feeling post-formal?
Feeling good. I was a bit hungover this morning, but no, I'm all good. Had some leftover Indian, and that sort of cured me.
Yum.
Oh,
How do you have 3 lint bunnies uneaten behind you?
Because he's not an absolute
4. There's 4
animal.
actually.
What's going on?
I don't
How
really
do you
eat
have
chocolate.
so many? What?
They just got collected. But so for Easter, I mean, last bit of Easter content before we can move on. I
All right,
I
so
got
thank you.
given.
Permission
I
granted?
got given. Hannah got me a chocolate egg, which I had like a few bites out of. But then the real Easter present was a wheel of brie. So
wow.
that's my chocolate.
When you say a wheel,
yeah,
like
yeah.
You mean like a like it's sort of the
That's
Just
what they call it,
little-
a wheel of
just a
brie.
little-
wheel of brie. I know, but I
Wheel of
just
cheese.
I feel like when I think of a gift, I just sort of went big. I sort of thought like maybe
Yeah, like
wheels, like a proper,
those ginormous. Who is ever bought one of those? Like as just a punter, not someone who owns an establishment where you're on selling it. Who's bought a fucking
massive wheel of cheese,
20 kilo brie cheese?
Can you get
That
a
would be
big
funny.
wheel of brie? Can you get something that significant?
Well, I've seen the big wheels before, and that's what you end up. Well, you end up like I've seen them like the size of, I don't know, what's that, like a frisbee shape? You can buy those, but it'll be so expensive, dude. Hey, just quickly, before we get to you boys, Josh and Sevs, about how you're feeling, just, I mean, it wouldn't have been a formal without someone crying, someone going to bed because they were too drunk. What else? What other things that it wouldn't have been a formal?
well, normally one person at least gets fingered. But,
Who was it?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Maybe throw up? What about a bit of vomit?
Did anyone throw up?
Yeah,
Well,
they'll throw up.
yeah, sure.
was there?
Yeah, definitely.
There was?
Really?
Jeez.
George, was that on your end or?
2 people in my house threw up.
Oh,
Really?
yeah. Also broken heart.
Could every one of our sort of ticks be ticked at George's place?
Was there a broken heart at your house?
Well, go to sleep
That was-
early.
Yeah, that was everything. That was everything. I think it was
Jeez, even
Grace's
the one
fault.
Josh mentioned.
Grace was in charge. Yeah, Grace was just calling shots
No smart.
every 10
George
minutes.
just shut it down. No Easter content and no smart.
And definitely not together. If you bring smutty Easter content, you're fucking out.
Yeah.
There was also a broken heart. Like someone came with somebody and then tried to hook up with another partner. Like that's a very 16-year-old move.
Yes. And there was also some. I've asked permission to talk about this, so it's all good.
Okay, great.
Show Baker
Here we go.
slid into my DMs last night,
Okay, go
asking
on.
about Robbie if he was single.
Mate,
Oh, really?
Ooh. Fair play, Show Baker.
that was-
And so what's
Grace was on the
Robbie's
case
doing?
as well. Grace
Grace was
what
on
is
the
that?
case.
Hang on.
She was
Beg your pardon.
no,
Grace was on the case.
for Show Baker. She said it's
Okay,
not for
sure.
me. It's she's just
okay.
asking for a friend.
Although I've heard that
So-
before. That's not a good sign, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it was all happening.
Can we just get confirmation also, JJ, did you vomit?
So the thing is, there was no plan on vomiting. I didn't go out to...
No one plans on vomiting.
I didn't even plan
No
to go
one's like-
that. I've had a bottle of wine before, and so it's interesting. There is a big difference between a bottle of wine and even just having 3/4 more. Like having a bottle and 3/4 completely changes things. And so
It's almost double.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that yes or no. Sorry.
No, I didn't. But I was.
Okay.
There was a point where I was spitting in the toilet with my arms wrapped around it, screaming, "I don't want to vomit! I don't want to vomit!" So
That is so good. And so you can tick you can't tick the vomiting box. You can tick the crying box because there is the famous video on our Facebook page.
Do you count that as tears? I don't know if I was crying.
Or I've never seen a grown man act like that in my fucking life. What the fuck was that? You either just... Jesus, what was that?
I think what happened, Bree must have like pushed me down, so I sort of laid back. And I think
Bree is about 2 foot tall, and you're about 6'8".
And so I think I was being a bit dramatic, and I said, "You hit my chest. You hit me," and then I started screaming.
How long after she pushed you down did you start screaming?
I don't know. Well, it was enough time for her to get the phone and start filming, and so it was. But I don't know. I think that part of it is I just end up in this whirlwind of just like I know what I'm doing. It's like this. I'm performing. I'm like, oh, this is actually like, oh, I'm just going to lean into this. But the bit where I was out of control was around the vomiting, and then the great thing about alcohol is everyone's up for Macca's. So I said to Brie, "Do you want to get Macca's?" And she's like, "You had Domino's." I'm like, "I know. That's not what I asked." And so we ordered some Macca's, and I was so fucking pissed because I couldn't eat it. That was when I realized that I was going to vomit. I took a bite. I was like, I had this conundrum. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to. This has never happened in my life. But I was just like, you know what? I can't have anything in my guts right now.
Oh wow, yeah, I've had that. I've spent lots of money on food too. Like it's so annoying.
And so you were from memory, you were in your undies?
Dude, I went full hog. I had my pants and shoes on. Amy came down and she was like, "You've got your shoes on?" I was like, "Yeah."
What do you mean?
I had my full suit on, right? So I did it all, the shoes and the pants. So it's like, it's not that comfortable just sitting at a computer. Mm-hmm. Feels a bit. And then so I just Friday night took my pants off. So I kept my suit jacket on and shirt, and it was very comfy. Had my
any complaints from anyone? Like, do we have anything that we need to rein in, or sort of things that went too far?
I mean, the one thing we could rein in is how much booze you've drank before the episode.
Me
overall, yeah, just personally, yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, great, like perfect.
Maybe
but just launching too quick. You know, you've.
I don't reckon starting at 3:00 is a good idea. I reckon you could push it to probably 3:30 and start drinking then, and so at least we have the first. Half an hour of the episode of you okay, and then
was it not okay? What was
your audio sounded like Ian Trainor's 3G internet, like it was like.
Oh mate, you were slurring. There was a bit of slurring, and I don't know, just Tyrone came up a little bit.
Yeah, there's just a few things.
So
things needed context that we didn't need to go down. But that's why I'm glad I did get you the pizza. I'm glad I did get you something for your belly.
I mean, the thing is that red wine just sits with you, and so I think that's like one consideration is I don't want to go down the route of shots. But I was talking to Sevs this morning. He was saying the gin and tonic stuff goes down quite nicely. So I'm thinking of changing to something a little bit more just pure, not as full on, potentially.
It's a good idea. Great idea.
And I also had issues opening the wine bottle. I think we spent 20 minutes in the
oh my God,
kick on
so
trying to
that
open.
was ridiculous.
I've recorded those. I've recorded that, and I've recorded you just absolutely feeling the weekend. Just hands up in the air.
Oh, bless you.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, the DJ. No worries. I mean, George, how would you rate DJ Precious in regards to DJing?
To be honest, I think you did a great job. You're like, oh, geez, that's a loud blow.
I probably could mute it, but
we probably
you DJ'd for 3 hours straight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, any feedback? I'm actually open to feedback. You can say anything; it's not going to affect me.
I think I actually think it was good. I liked how you faded down the songs and said a bit into the mic, like everyone get ready for this one, and then faded it back up, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no,
It was great.
I think you did a great job. I reckon maybe towards the end, like the last 45 minutes, like you were sort of like running out of tunes, and so
Well, I think that's the big
I
problem,
reckon
isn't it?
if you had to, you could probably build your playlist out a little bit more, and then you
Definitely.
could cover that, push to the end. But I mean, you finish it off nicely with,
Well, this
What
was the
About
thing
Me,
about
Mr.
finishing it off
Brightside?
nicely, because I was like, you know what About Me is one that not only do I DJ, but I sort of karaoke along with it. And so I thought that was a good one to end on. When we finished the
sorry,
kick-ons...
just quickly.
Yeah.
No, you go. No, you
Okay.
go. I was just going to say, raining in the horn, the air horn as well. That was
Too
that's
much.
Another.
You did it's a few times. You really nailed it. You nailed.
Yeah, well, there was a
commitment.
few. I like sort of completely stopped the beats. I'm hoping we recorded that bit because there was a bit where I just stopped, air horn, play, and I was just like, whatever that feeling was, it was like my ears were ringing. I'm like, oh my god, this is euphoria. This is, I am God. You know,
You're
that's
mine.
sort of yeah, you are mine. I own this. But I didn't realize until afterwards. I was watching the Insta stories, which apologies if we haven't reshared your Instagram story because it's very weird how Instagram does it. I did
most of them. I did most of them.
Yeah, but a lot of them I only discovered through just following people and didn't actually appear in our DMs, which is weird.
Well,
But,
if we're not
if they're
following
private.
them, if they're private, it doesn't come up. So if you get tagged in a Instagram story and they have a private account that you don't follow, it won't come up. Like old mate Wayne Peters tagged me in something, and we follow him off the Daily Talk Show, but not my personal account, which I was annoyed at. So
Interesting.
I followed him.
Well, so anyway, I saw at 7:30, Bree posted an Instagram story of me singing my heart out to What About Me, which I was spewing because I thought I played it the first time as the final song at 9 o'clock. And so there was a little bit of confusion there. I played a couple of songs twice, so apologies for that.
Yeah, that happened. And what I did notice is when you were losing the crowd, you made sure that they were active. So if you could sense they were losing it, you'd get everyone to put their hands up in the air. You really took control. It was a good move. It's a good move. But maybe another song if you're losing them. I don't know. There was a few in there. But overall, mate, real good. Real fucking good.
It's made me want to get the decks.
No, that was great. Why? Just keep going with that.
The thing is, it was just not that. Like, there was a couple of mistakes that where I accidentally paused a song midway through and it just went silent.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen if I had the hardware. So
you reckon?
Yeah. And the thing is, there's just a few little tricks. I want to get all the loops sorted. So I want a pre-show or pre-event. I want to go through and create loops for every single track. And sort of grab, and so I can really be dynamic with stuff and start to mix things in.
That's a big effort.
Yeah,
That's a full
take
day.
time.
This is what
you just do
DJs
the
do.
loops on the spot. You don't pre-make the loops.
Well,
know what I mean?
I sort of get what you mean, but you need to. It's a lot easier if you're fucking pissed. It's pretty hard to do it. Whereas if you have them there, like it's all queued. Like you've got the sections, it becomes a little bit easier.
Yeah.
No?
Robert said he's got loads of FOMO today. I mean, that's totally deservable, mate. You should have been there.
And so what happens with TJ? I straight away go to we need to do it bigger and better. And Bree said, why don't you do like sort of one normal one and then one theme, one normal, one theme.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't theme it every week, I don't think.
What do you think? I've come up with a couple of ideas.
A couple of themes.
Just quickly, Olivia in the chat reckons we should do a slumber party.
From
That's
the
a good
tent.
one.
What about one all camping? We're all in the backyard.
Well, I mean, the slumber
It's like
party is very...
Sips.
I had pajama party. The other thing is I don't know the legalities. I was halfway through the show yesterday where I'm like, I actually don't know if we can have under 18s at these events, Olivia, just to throw it out there.
But Olivia's cool. She's not going to... you're not going to rat on us, are you? You're not going to...
But I think that's the... I mean, when you're coming from that sort of space, I feel like it's sort of dangerous.
That's a good point. What is the deal?
Well, she should have had a parental
lawmakers
guardian
have
to
never
sign.
thought about. So
and I
for
think
what though? I'm trying to work out like
streaming
consent form.
streaming on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is weird, dude. I mean, this is uncharted territory for a lot of people. Who's gonna? Yeah, that is bizarre.
I guess we don't have a liquor license. We don't need
So
one.
okay, no. So what about this one? What about this one? You're a celebrity. That, say Cardi B. She's on Instagram Live, and she accepts people in, and you're 17, and they broadcast that. What is that? What's the law there? So it is the same. I mean, other than it not being, this is a closed group that you need a password for. But yeah, what is the deal? Is it could there be something in our T's and C's on the sign up where it says you sign over your credit card details and we get access to your super?
Yeah, I think we could work something out.
So something a bit less.
Yeah, we can dial
And
that.
so people are saying in the comments, trivia. So they're the two ones I'd written down: pajama party or trivia. What I like about the pajama party is it gives people both options. So you could either go real sort of warm, cozy flannel, or you can go silky, a little bit sort of risque. You have the option depending
Which one are
on
you
how
doing?
I'm going to go risque, obviously. Bree and I have matching Victoria's Secret, like what's that? Oh, like a robe, like a silk robe, which we had from one of the parties one year.
Yeah, you do. I'm just picturing you in that with your hands around the bowl saying, I don't want a vomit. That'd be
I love the
amazing.
idea of trivia.
Yeah.
Trivia,
I love the idea of trivia.
Okay.
So
I
good.
wonder how, like in trivia, is it, at a pub, it's like first hand up or something? Well, how do you...
Well, so they've got an app called Kahoot. Or Kahoots?
Ah,
Kahoot.
great.
Crystal
So you can
saying
actually
in the comments, media law, you aren't allowed to publish images of underage people unless it is clear that their guardian is aware. Can we, Olivia, if you can get clearance from a parent or guardian?
We need it. If we get a signature, we're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then on that also, that doesn't answer, Crystal, my Instagram conundrum with the live streaming. If you're on Instagram and you're under 18 and then you go onto a live with somebody, how does that work?
How often is that
It's not.
happening?
How
often is Cardi B
as much
being
as this
like-
happen? As much as this happening, I reckon it'll happen heaps. Bieber brings people into his. He does some lives.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them his friends bring in, but he's like brings in. There's some. Oh my god, I love you. I've loved you forever.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
Can I
think
just
we
say,
would-
PayPal has he's got his own PJ tradition in Brazil, as he wants to know if he can join shirtless.
Oh,
Sure, mate. Yeah, baby.
I mean, we could. That chest competition could really happen, and I think
Yeah, you
that
could take
between you
off.
and PayPal, you might be in trouble, Sebs.
Yeah. There was one I was thinking. What about like inspired by Hamish Blake's one, but more filtered for pissheads on the Friday night, like a master.
I don't want to.
No. What I'm saying is, we don't want to cook when we're drinking on a Friday night. A masterclass in cocktail making. So we have somebody that can run us through. Like you choose a spirit and you get like basic ingredients, and then they could instruct us while we're on the Zoom after party how to make a certain cocktail. Just like I think that's pretty low level, pretty easy, pretty fun.
I mean, Crystal's just on the whole parent thing she's saying, but if the parent wants to sue, technically they could. I mean, this is I guess we could set up the daily talk show.
.com/consent.
No. I was thinking we could register a company called like Knockoffs Proprietary Limited, and then we just have nothing in there, and so that they can
It's
sue
all
Knockoffs.
through there,
Yeah,
so
go
they can
for it.
sue it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's not much in BMC. Let's be honest. They can the fucking streaming computer the fire thing.
I think coronavirus is going to get us before Olivia's parents are going to get us. Hey, speaking of Dodge, you just dropped into Convo before the show. That's where all your great content comes before the show.
Yeah.
That your next door neighbour has
Always.
coronavirus.
Well, yeah, I think she's clear now, but she was a couple of houses across. Yeah, she had it. So I saw her this morning, and it was this weird feeling of like, oh, keep your distance, even though she's completely fine.
She's
now.
all good. Yeah, my brother called me yesterday. Someone that we know, Josh. You were about to live in his apartment block last year. I won't say his name.
Yeah.
Might not want it, but he had coronavirus for 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
It's since gone. Yeah. JD. He said it was bad. Real
Not
bad.
ideal. I mean, yeah, it seems like people that are traveling a bit and doing that sort of stuff. When I got onto this call, George, you were talking about your sort of going on about how good your place is. It's 3 stories and stuff.
No, I was asking him. I was sort of pulling it out of him.
I think he was
Just
being a
trying
bit braggadocious about the whole thing, though.
Tommy was trying to work out how much it was worth.
No,
Which is
that's
just
not
under
true.
a-
Yeah, that wasn't why.
Just under
Mason
a
actually brought that up.
I did bring that up.
Yeah.
So how many bedrooms do you have?
3 bedrooms. Ours has got an ensuite, and
Oh,
there's
lucky
another
you.
bathroom, and then there's a toilet separate as well.
So you were
3
saying there was
toilets,
3
2 showers.
bathrooms?
Yeah, but 2 showers. You know what I mean? Like 3 toilets.
So one is
yeah.
counted as like a powder room? Would you call it a powder room?
Yeah, I guess so. Powder room. Yeah.
Where's
but
this
yeah,
going?
the houses across. Yeah, I don't know.
Where the fuck is this going? Welcome to Grand
rooftop
Designs.
No, I wanted
Currently
to know, we're
we're,
talking about the whole the hot tub thing, the bath.
Oh, bathtubs in
yeah.
houses. Yeah, I mean, you're
So
pretty
you
lucky
don't
these
have a
days.
bath, George?
No, we don't have a bath.
No
So-
bath. Thank you.
On
Apartment
this
living
floor.
these days, very, very, very low chance you'll have a bathtub
Sorry,
unless
the
it's
cat's
an
going
old
off 'cause I
apartment block.
They can see
And-
my cat in the background. So
Oh,
That's what everyone's
pussy's in shot
commenting.
again.
yeah.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
going. That wasn't just when you were drunk. Doubling
I stand
down.
by anything I say.
Any regret? Any apologies? Do we want to do any
Oh,
apologies?
absolutely not from us. Anything from you, baby?
From me, no.
Unapologetic. I,
reckon,
love it.
George will have
Quick-
something.
Quick shout out to Mace for getting that show up with high distractions.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
right, right,
Oh,
right.
thanks,
hard.
mate.
That was very good.
You look.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, it was a slight nightmare. Couldn't focus on what I was typing, so I think it went up okay though.
Grace, I don't
That's
hate
all
cat chat. Got nothing. I have a
No,
cat.
you hate cats.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You do.
I had a
Are
cat.
you serious?
I still have a cat. My cat, Mykat, that's her name. She lives at mum and dad's. But yeah, no, I've
Technically,
got a cat.
you've never had a pet unless it's been one that you've bought when you're living by yourself or with a partner. You can't, like, I've had dogs. I've had dogs.
No, you haven't had
They
dogs.
weren't my fucking
No.
dogs. Let's be
But the
honest.
thing is, no, I love cats. I much prefer cats over dogs. I could imagine getting a cat. To be honest, I know it's controversial, but I could be a big cat guy.
I could imagine you with a
In your
cat
apartment?
over a dog.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
for someone who loves a bit of power, you couldn't imagine
But
me.
you love
fucking-
walking.
Yeah. There's a
but-
lot of meat too. You know the that Doc guy from the Tiger King.
Doc Antle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he started doing cameo.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh,
someone
really?
said you're a sellout, and he said they have to pay for 1,000 pounds of meat every single day.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And what? Hang on. That's for big cats, though.
That's what I meant. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like I could
Do-
if chimps, if I could guarantee get a chimp that wasn't going to rip my face off, I would have a chimp 100%. Would you guys not have it? Being honest, would you not want a chimp?
Oh,
What would you do with it?
Huh? Oh, I would.
What would you do with it?
So much stuff. Think about the Insta stories. There'd be so much fun
Oh,
stuff
for God's
because it would
sake.
have a real human name. Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, it'd be so fun. Simon would just be fucking be wearing a nappy and
Just
he's
sigh.
fucking
plays
yeah.
a harmonica. Get a child. Because at least it could make you some cash in the later years of your
No,
life.
but I feel like
Have a
like
good
the
conversation with
the
it.
chimp could
You have to
potentially.
shit on the same toilet.
As the chimp.
Yeah.
What do
No,
the
wait.
chimps use toilets?
Yeah, well,
No,
that's
you
why
don't.
I'm
No,
trying
you
to
definitely train it.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
how
should-
annoying.
So you're changing the nappy.
Well, I don't know who's changing the nappy, but
You'd have to.
Grace says you are Joe, and Lara says JJ get a cat. No, I could. The thing
Yeah,
is,
cats for sure.
if this whole travel, like the reason why I've always said I'd never get a pet, is because the idea of going away and then having to fork out $40 so your cat can stay in Port Melbourne with 100 other cats, it seems
Yeah.
horrendous.
Rory said he's literally dividing 30 kilograms of meat for my dogs while I listen.
Oh my
30
God.
kilos.
That's a lot of meat.
It's a lot. Like, where is he getting? Is he doing
Lot
the
of
Costco trick?
The Costco trick. Hey, I was
Walmart,
just thinking about like.
Oh, sorry,
Wh-
you correct me every
is it-
time. Can we get clarity
What did
on
you
that?
say?
Because I said
It's
Costco
Walmart.
and he said Walmart.
I think it's Walmart.
Well, you correct me every time, so it must be.
Over there, yeah, but I see what he's doing. He's sort of relating the joke to Australia because there's no Walmart in Australia, big fella.
To be honest, I thought it was Costco.
Did you?
Anyway, yeah, go on, teach.
Is anyone here going to wear a mask? Start wearing a mask at all?
What
What's
sort
he
of
thinking? Oh, a mask, a fucking face
Nah, because
PPE.
you don't want to take supplies from the nurses.
No, but there's a lot of
that's
the
a good
masks
call,
people.
George.
A lot of the masks people are wearing aren't the ones that they are going to wear in hospitals. Like they're much better quality. The ones that you're getting. There's like a certain type that you shouldn't be wearing based on it being the one that they use in hospitals. But you can wear other masks. Like, are you still seeing people with masks on at the moment?
Well, I've actually, the last couple of times I've been out, like walking, there have been so many people out. And I was talking to Pete Shepherd. He said the same thing. He said in his neighbourhood, there's just been people everywhere. I saw that Harper just did a post about Hampton, saying that it's so many people are out. So it does
does
feel
anyone
like it's
know
changing.
here, like a close person to them that has been wearing a mask all the time?
No.
No.
The bearded fence says he's got a gas mask that's come in handy. But don't you
you
think
do.
that's interesting that like we have like none of my friends have been wearing them.
Oh,
It
Harry
seems a bit-
did have one. Harry was
Harry
given
did?
one by
He
his
did too.
sort of apartment block. They were handing
Yeah.
him out.
I did see a post on Twitter that was comparing. So because everyone's, I think, might have been New York. I think the New York governor, he was just like, everyone has to wear masks now. It's like now compulsory when you go out. And so there was a article published on what is the most effective material to use, and so apparently microfiber cloths are the most effective piece of DIY mask you can use.
On the microfiber cloth thing, do we have any tips around how to keep dust away or how we can deal with dust?
Dust it.
Was that?
Well,
How's that
so
PC?
the Roadcaster and the PC, like, since I've got all these electronics in this, like, it's just I'm getting dust everywhere. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. If it comes from outside, yeah.
I think
you
it's the
can't-
aircon as well, potentially.
Can't
is
do
pushing
too
it.
much about it. You just have to dust. I mean, that's why they make those dusting cloths. It's very
Have to
annoying, though.
start
I know what
using
you mean. Some places are much more dusty than others. Older places.
Yeah.
My house, houses that.
Do your windows get washed, Josh?
No. So this is like it's a problem. Bree's
Same.
been messaging him and saying, "Hey, when are you going to do it?"
God,
Yeah.
so
We
say
have
it's
the
not priority
squeegee
at the
thing, but we
moment.
got it so we can do it all like on the balcony. But the ones here where it's like you can't access, you just have to wait until they do the whole building.
Yeah.
Mm.
Body
Um,
corporate
so-
have to step up.
So next Friday, what are we going to do?
Oh yeah. So do we do one on, one off, one theme, one not themed?
Yeah.
Because not
I
themed
reckon
is
we
still fun.
next week.
Pajamas are pretty easy.
I save that for the following week. Next week, I reckon
Yeah.
we go back to
So
normal.
what can I
Just
have to
normal
look
Friday
forward
night
to on
drinks.
Friday?
Mate, Friday
You
night
can still
drink.
DJ.
Why not just bring
Yeah.
big energy every single Friday though? I think that you guys are
Well, 'cause
saying it
you're gonna
because
be throwing up
Saturday
in a
we're just
bowl.
off. No, well, wearing pajamas has nothing to do with how much I'm going to drink.
I don't have my pajamas. I'm fucking gonna be nude, dude.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be a problem, guys?
I mean, as long as we get consent forms from all parents and guardians. And so are we doing anything or no? So are we really not going to do a theme?
I don't mind pajamas. Like it is very easy. Sevs, what do you wear, baby? What's your little
Well,
go-to?
I don't. Just undies, which is
Dad's undies.
I mean, slightly.
Sleeping with
dad's
dad's
undies.
Do you change the undies? Like, will you? How often?
No, the same ones throughout the day, and then you just get a new pair the following day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
wouldn't
there's a
change
problem
them
here.
between
Hang on.
ones
Sorry,
to go
I've
to
just
bed.
come into a problem.
Okay.
You shower at night.
Mhm.
Do you put back on
The same ones.
your dirty
yeah.
undies?
His soiled undies.
Do
Absolutely.
ya?
Really?
That's
yeah. Well, I don't have
would
14
get some
pairs of
freshies.
undies.
or yeah, or no, I know what you mean.
you
I
stock
see.
up?
I
You
see.
don't need
but
14. What? You're only just fucking wash them.
I do one wash a week.
Okay. But is there
I mean,
not
this-
something
this-
in? I mean, I just bought lots of. There was a time I bought 30 pairs. 30. So I could rotate heavily. Like I could just keep them
Go
going.
hard. Yeah, but don't you see that problem with like I probably do the same, but I'm like, it makes sense to put a new pair of undies on, but then you'd need a nighttime pair of undies.
Lara says no, Sevs, no. Crystal says that is not okay.
Oh God, our lives are so different, says
Says
Shannon.
Shannon. What does Shannon mean? What's her undie? Shannon, what are you doing?
Well, she said, yeah, fuck that, Sevs. Why don't you have 14 pairs of undies? Ha ha. So,
Yeah.
it's a bit
But
hard
then
to tell.
that's
How do you have
accounting.
14 pairs of undies? Gemma says.
Yeah, you need 20 if you're going to take that approach, because there's, like if you forget to wash on the 7th day, but you've been through 14 pairs of undies, then you're in a bit of a pickle.
I reckon I've got it.
Yeah.
How many?
Really?
I reckon I got about 20 pairs.
20?
The problem
Love
with
'em.
those
Love
the
'em.
Big W and Kmart ones, if you have the
Hang on, why am I getting shit? What if people don't shower twice a day? What if you just shower in the morning and you're wearing the same pair? That's the exact same situation that I'm in.
Yeah, but they're not here for me to rip into. And and like I said, Sevs, it's probably I probably do the same thing. But I'm just saying, when you think about it like that, just because I know that you do shower twice a day, putting the dirty ones back on seems like
Yeah, they're okay.
yeah.
Jordan
I mean,
Michaelides has just written lads into the chat, so something big's about to come, I feel. How's JJ's chest this morning? Thanks. I did have a theory. I was like, Bree, can you maybe take the video down, because if I become famous, Jordan Michaelides is definitely going to leak that video. So you'll be. I got word from
Daily
Crystal
Mail.
that he's been. There's some sort of arrangement going on. I wouldn't want them to.
Can we have you writing articles like they were going to be published
Yeah,
about the Daily Talk Show, but just
in the
like
blog.
and we could just put on the blog post.
Just a bit of goss. What do we pay per word?
Yeah, I mean, how much do you pay per article?
I think
Well,
they're
you'd pay-
word based, maybe. Yeah, no.
Really, a word-based
like-
payment system? Is that right?
$2.50 a word. I don't know. What is the going rate
No, that's
per
heaps.
word? Do you reckon?
It seems.
I wouldn't
It
be
seems
sure
like
it
a
can't
lot.
be more than
Oh
a dollar.
yeah.
1,000
Depends how the
words,
word is.
$1,000 That's pretty
Yeah,
expensive.
that's
I know
too
some
much,
people
yeah,
that
yeah.
I know some people that were contributing writers for different.
News.com.au or something.
Yeah, getting $500 an article.
And so that's probably 1,000. So maybe 50 cents a word.
I don't know. I think they were.
Yeah.
They were
It's a
pretty
bit.
s- pretty
Here,
short.
here says it can get 30 cents a word, so about $150 for 500 words.
Okay.
Should we outsource a journalist's role to somewhere? Like these people that are always sort of sending through saying, "Hey, we can offer our services." Find a journalist to sort of just completely create media angles, articles on. Last night, video was leaked. Some like clickbait articles,
On Newswire or one of those sort of PR.
I
There's
don't know, we put them on our own. It's like the dirt on us.
I fell into the trap of reading a bit of goss about Ellen DeGeneres.
Are people saying that she's mean or something? Is that
No,
what's
they're
come out?
saying that so they've got like 40 staff that work on her show. And so they've started doing the show from her joint, but they're not using they're only using 4 out of the 40 staff, and they've got external people, contractors in doing the show. And so they were sort of saying that it wasn't the right thing to do. But I sort of feel for them. I'm like, if the employees don't have the skills to be able to manage the streaming and all that sort of shit, it is a bit
What
hard.
else? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's also been. I think she's been slammed a little bit for what she's done in isolation. Like, I think she put out a few videos that were meant to be funny, and people had a bit of pushback against that because she was like complaining and doing all of that stuff, and so they were just like a bit of that privilege sort of stuff.
Yeah, but she was making fun of them. People fucking made fun of like Justin Bieber for living in a big house. It's like, people need to fuck right off. People have worked hard for their money. They didn't
Do you
necessarily.
think we're going to get that pushback with George talking about his 3-story, 3-bar?
Yeah, mate. look at this fucking
Just like,
moustache
these
white
four-
guy.
yeah,
That
I've got these
table,
four, little white
Yeah.
George with his 4 Easter bunnies that he doesn't want to eat.
Yeah,
but he's just got there for
So
shits and
privileged.
giggles. And
Nah, I'm fucking
Such
sick
a
of
lucky
it.
boy.
George has nothing.
I was going to say with the Ellen joke, she made a joke that was like, "Oh, living in isolation is the same as it's like jail. I've worn the same clothes for 10 days straight, and everyone in my house is gay." That was the joke.
It's fucking
Yeah, that's
funny as
pretty good
shit.
joke.
It's so funny.
It's a
Because
great
her house
joke,
is
but-
her and her wife, and they're gay. It's
Bree
fucking
made the same
hilarious.
joke.
But the reason
A couple of queens.
I think the reason people got upset by it was because jails are a hotspot for spreading the virus. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
people
yeah.
are upset about.
Okay, sure.
Oh yeah,
And
but I
it was
mean,
a bit
yeah.
insensitive.
Oh, fuck right off.
It's
Seriously,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
absolutely
stupid.
ridiculous.
Is this a Tony
You watch
Stanton?
what? I'm just sick of it. Watch. Dave Chappelle was given a Mark Twain Award which is the highest achievement you can get for comedy, and there's a Netflix special about it. Watch it. It's so good. But he because he's just the comedian that dances on the line and has he just makes such a great case for why, as a comedian, there's never a time to apologise. It's and that sounds kind of like, well, no, you should at least sometimes apologise. But when you hear it from him and how he's a very smart dude who says a lot of, like in one moment he's like, I'd like to take this time. He's in front of all of these people that are, all of his friends who are high achievers. And he says, I'd like to take this moment to announce that I'm gay. It's so many people would have been offended by it, but it was so fucking funny. Like, he's just so funny. I don't know. There's a time to dance on that line, and Ellen's doing great. I'd like to be in isolation with her, to be honest. That house.
Yeah, fun.
Would be nice. So last time I'll mention it. The theme. Are we doing? So we're not doing anything. Can we have something we look forward to? Maybe sort of start setting our intentions with what we're going to drink.
I think I like that idea about picking a beverage. Could be gin. Could be the things we can make with gin. Cocktail. George seemed pumped about that. He likes
I was pumped about
nice
that.
little spirit.
Or vodka, surely there's heaps you can do with vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think there'd
I
be
think it's a
something
good idea.
nice that's and then from a drinking perspective, starting I think there's more that we can do in regards to Instagram and the pre-drinks and posting, and I love seeing everyone post. That's why I want to like seeing everyone else's setup and what they were doing. I don't want it just to be when we do one of the themes. I want it just to be a constant thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Good one.
guys.
Well, that was fun. I feel great. Woke up really
Do
well,
you?
by the way. Yeah. Actually,
It's that
feel real
Domino's
right
pizza, mate, that got you across the line,
Yeah,
filled
no, it was
the
good.
stomach.
I don't even know how much I ate of that. All right.
Just ask how many Brie ate, and then you ate
Just
the rest.
minus the... Yeah, maybe.
Because she was sober.
She wasn't so... No, by the end of it, she wasn't.
She wasn't
How
sober?
are you doing?
Oh, she accused me of trying to make out with her on camera. She was saying that I was getting
She did
too...
message me that. Yeah.
What would
She
she...
was just
beg your
avoiding
pardon?
your passions.
How did that come up?
What do you mean? I was messaging Brie midway through
Why?
the show. Well, just because of how loose you were getting.
And so you thought it was appropriate just to message her?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
You bitching?
Yeah, a little bit.
Can you get the message thread up right now, mate? Mr.
Sure.
97?
Here we go.
Oh, this is great. This is
She
an
also-
exclusive.
she also
Crystal,
wrote
write
in
this
the,
one up. Write this one up.
She also wrote in the YouTube chat that you were asking her if she loved you, and the
That's
reasons
fair, no?
why. Yeah, but then you made a list why.
I
Yeah,
asked.
That's fair. It's fair.
I asked for
So
a
you-
list. I can't remember.
Yeah,
So the
so-
headline:
why do you
Producer
love
of the Daily Talk Show found messaging hosts misses. Mr. 97 was messaging Brie Bree behind, Josh is
Okay,
back.
let's see what the texts were. Here we go.
Okay, so I sent a message saying, I'm so sorry, the next 4 hours are going to be so full on. And she says,
Ooh.
lol, DJ Precious. And I said, outrageous.
Oh, DJ Precious. Okay, this is interesting.
And then she said, it's like you're the boss and these are your loose employees. And
She
then
said
I asked her
that,
how
okay.
many...
Then
yeah,
what does that
yeah,
make her? Go on.
Okay. And then I said, have you had any to drink? And she said, yeah, just one. And then she said, Josh full on tried to pash me on camera before.
Can we be
and then
clear? I am her boyfriend. Is that not okay?
Of 12 years.
Yeah.
Nah, you can go for
And
that.
then says,
Social
keeps
You
going for
being
the
like,
pash
oh, It's
lol.
a bit too much.
Yeah, and then I said, you're outrageous.
What, who's outrageous? That you were saying she was
You're
outrageous?
I'm saying that you're
Josh is
outrageous.
Josh is
Wait, so you
outrageous.
said you're outrageous? What were the exact... Don't change what
You're
you said.
outrageous.
stop.
I said he's outrageous.
Thank you.
As in you.
Right.
And
Word for
then
word,
and then
please.
there was we went on to talking about her feeding you pizza, because there was this one part where she was giving you pizza and your mouth was open and just... Anyway, I just sent a message saying feeding him crying face emoji, and then she said, you poor thing, lol, I'm so sorry about your bosses.
Did you message Amy or Hannah?
No.
I was messaging with Bree too, but it was much
anyone
more
not
above.
messaging?
It was above board.
Is
Josh. It
anyone
was-
not messaging, bro?
This is what I messaged to Bree. I'm surprising Josh with the pizza. Keep an ear out for the door. Okay, lol. Uber Eats? Question mark. Which I thought was interesting.
Why
And
does
I
she
said,
need to
no,
know?
Domino's delivery.
She wanted to
She
just
said,
see
lol.
if we could get the points.
Okay. That's what I thought when I read that. Does Domino's give warning when it's nearby? Maybe
No,
that's what
Uber
she's
Eats
saying.
don't deliver after she's complained too many times about the sweet and sour sauce being missing.
Yeah.
Crystal says exclusive Australian podcast personality caught in a sordid love triangle with the show's producer.
Yes.
I mean, it's even this. We then transitioned to Insta this morning, and I replied to a story Bree put up, and she said,
Just fire.
"I have officially showered." I was like, "Okay, great." And then she said, "But not dressed, just chilling in my towel now." Lol. Take that for what you want.
Oh, geez, Crystal, you've just got a great sort of through line.
Scoop. Yeah. Josh,
Yeah,
run the
yeah.
banner, mate. Run the banner.
I don't fucking have it here. I wasn't expecting an exclusive. And I
Mate,
thought the
that's-
photo Grace sent me of her tits were bad, but this is absolutely shocking. This is... I felt guilty all night for that.
God. Anyway.
Absolute nightmare.
Anyway, it's been the last daily talk show you'll ever hear.
Yeah,
You'll be back tomorrow with Bree and Mason.
You okay?
I just rattled, bro. Just so much.
All right.
Too
Okay.
much.
All right, it's a Daily Talk Show. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Have a lovely rest of your Saturday. Bye.